So this is the topic 2.5, chapter 49, organizational structures. Businesses need an internal structure to operate efficiently and carry out their activities. This is particularly the case for growing businesses that are employing more staff. This structure will show the relationship between different employees, managers, departments, and locations found within the business. The organizational structure will show who each employee reports to, who reports to them, and their responsibilities. An organizational structure can be represented in an organizational chart. Without an organizational structure, the internal workings of the business would become chaotic, as roles may be duplicated and it would be unclear who is responsible for the different areas of business. Communication, decision making, and the general running of the business would therefore become difficult. Types of organizational structure: there are various ways of arranging the organizational structure of a business. Hierarchical organizational structure. The organizational chart below shows an example of hierarchical structure. Hierarchy refers to number of levels of authority management found within an organization. The more levels that can be found, the taller the organizational structure is. The person with the most power and authority within the business will be at the top of the organization, whereas the job roles with less responsibility will be at the bottom of the organization. The organizational structure is therefore triangular, as there are fewer staff in senior roles compared to job roles found further down the organizational structure. So that's the example of hierarchical organizational structure. Within a tall hierarchical structure, there will be a long chain of command. A chain of command shows the lines of authority within the business and the formal channels of communication. This will be long as there are many layers of management within the structure. Communication can pass down as well as flow upwards in an organization. Narrow spans of control. Span of control refers to the number of employees for whom each manager is directly responsible. As there are many management levels in the hierarchy, each manager or line manager will be responsible for the new staff or subordinates and have tight control over them. Advantages of a hierarchical structure: more promotional opportunities due to many layers of management. Fewer staff, as each level means that communication between a line manager and his or her subordinates will be easier. Managers can manage their subordinates' work easily due to narrow spans of control. Disadvantages of a hierarchical structure: communication between the top of the organization and the bottom may be difficult due to many layers of management for messages to pass through. Decisions making may be slow. Lack of flexibility due to a rigid structure. Increased costs of paying management salaries. Then the next one is flat organizational structure. Within a flat organizational structure, there will be a short chain of command as there are few layers of management. Wide span of control, as each line manager will be directly responsible for many staff and therefore may delegate or pass authority to their subordinates more frequently than in a tall hierarchical structure. Advantages of a flat structure: more flexible. Communication from top to bottom of the organization is easier. Decision making is quicker. Staff may feel motivated by increased challenge in their roles. Disadvantages of a flat structure: subordinates may not feel valued by their line managers, who may find it difficult to communicate and make time for them. Lack of promotional opportunities. Staff may become overworked and stressed due to increased amount of delegation. Lack of management may cause confusion among workers. Centralized and decentralized organizational structures. One of the issues that a business needs to address is where decision-making power is held in an organization. When a business first sets up, the entrepreneur will make all the decisions. Decision-making is therefore very centralized. As a business grows, it may become impossible for the entrepreneur to or just a few people at the top of the organization to make all the decisions. In this instance, decision-making power can be passed to other areas of a business. This is called decentralization. However, larger businesses can also operate as central organizations, as key decisions can be made at head office and individual branches will then carry out head office instructions. Centralized organizations. Important decisions are made by senior managers who are located at head office. All branches or divisions of a business must follow the instructions given by head office, so they operate in a consistent way. Advantages of centralized organizations. Senior managers will be experienced in making key decisions. Decisions will fit in with overall aims, objectives of the business. Uniform and consistent decisions will be made across the business. Consistent customer experience is achieved at different locations. Disadvantages: motivation levels may fall due to a lack of authority given to branches' regional offices. Junior managers or teams in regional branches' offices may make more effective decisions as they understand local customer needs more accurately. Decentralized organizations. The authority to make decisions is passed to different areas of the business, such as specific stores or trading locations, as well as junior managers found lower down the hierarchy. Each branch manager will have authority over key decisions that specifically affect his or her store. Advantages of decentralized organization: reduces the workload on senior management, staff retention and labor productivity may increase, decisions are made closer to the customer and are more likely to respond effectively to local circumstances. Disadvantages of decentralized organization: training may be required, decision taken at a local level may not be in the best interest of the business as a whole, communication between senior managers and local branches offices must be strong when each type of organizational structure is appropriate. The type of organizational structure that is appropriate for a business will depend upon several factors, including the stage of the business. Is it a new business, startup, or a more established business? A new business is likely to have a very few layers in the hierarchy and therefore have a flat organizational structure. The type of business will usually have just one person making all the key decisions. In contrast, a large public limited company will normally have many layers of management, lots of promotion opportunities, and a taller hierarchical organizational structure. The nature of the business, the type of business, and the sector that business operates within. If a business operates in a dynamic market that changes quickly, a flatter organizational structure that has decentralized decision making is likely to be more appropriate, as it will be able to adapt to change more quickly and easily. The preferred management style: managers that prefer to supervise their staff closely will tend to have a tall hierarchical organizational structure, as they'll have narrow spans of control and there would be limited delegation. A flatter organizational structure will be appropriate for managers who prefer to delegate to subordinates and take a decentralized approach to decision making. This is because managers will pass authority to their subordinates to reduce their workload, as they will be directly responsible for many staff, as a span of control will be wide. The skills of the workforce: if staff are inexperienced and unskilled, they may need closer supervision, and therefore a taller structure with more layers of management would be appropriate, as well as centralized decision making. The competition: a business may have the same organizational structure and approach to decision making as its rivals to ensure it is competitive in the market it operates within. Financial situation: a flatter organizational structure means that costs can be reduced, as there are less layers of management and salaries to pay.